さてさて、次から行きましょうかね。バーバラまで行ったんだっけ。そっかそっか。でバーバラの話が終わって、オルゴールに鍵があったよね確か。これとか抜け出せねえじゃん。そっか、どっから来たっけ。こっからか。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
あ、そう、確かにね。バレるからね、鍵ってね。したっけ。あ、じゃあ最初に行こうとした地下って行けないのか、あれ。ロード入ったな。で、オルゴールか。で、左回すと回せねえし、左じゃねえか、普通に右回すとこうなるけど、もっと回すと鍵になる。おお、素晴らしいな。意外とうるさいわね、オルゴール。地下へゴー。失礼。で、ビリヤードやん。ビリヤードできるんじゃねこれ。なわけないか。11歳ですからね。関係ねえか。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
勝負。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
地下行ったことある。なるほどね。
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
してんちゃう？
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
住めるやつかあれ。
こんばんは。
こんばんは。住めましょうか。
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
まさかの FPS なんすね。
まさかのね。ちなみに、オーディン、右下のオーディンってのは先祖で、おじちゃんね、ちょっと待って、水しね、お茶飲む。で、なんかこいつが、この、今家にいるんだけど、なんか、災いをもたらしたみたいな、呪いかかったみたいな、なんていうわけよくわかんないけど。で、モリーってやつが、なんか、
家系をたどるゲームなの？
多分そう。そんな感じ。
ああ。
で、モリーってやつが、なんか、猫とか蛇とかに変身して、なんか食べ物食べまくった夢なのかな見て、で、なんか死んだ。で、バーバラが、なんか子役のスターだったんだけど、なんかね、没落してみたいな。で、なんでか知らんけど死んだ。で、カルビンがなんか空飛びたがってて、でカルビンそれぞれの視点になるんだけど、まずね。で、カルビンがなんかブランコ乗ってて、なんかブランコを1回転して2回転して3回転ぐらいしたら、なんか崖から飛んでった。で死んだ。
The if there's a pattern in all these
よくわからん。
stories? I think it's that none of us has
みんな
gotten
呪われて
very
いるの
far.
か。
そう。何かに呪われてなんか死んでるみたいな。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for
フィン
30
チ家や
years.
べえな、わら。
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days,
何この関
I
係
settled
力
into a
すご
routine.
くない？初めて見た。
That's what kept me sane. Having a
普通に
schedule,
手動でやる関係
living
力
for
しか知ら
today.
ないんだけど。
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
昔はこうやって開けてたんやな。
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day,
なんで
everything
食べ
just
る？
stopped.
おお。
Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
戦時中なのか。
Maybe it got tired of waiting.
2005年だぜ。
Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
疲れた。
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
30年もこんな。
I'm done waiting.
お、
I have to leave while I still can.
立たされた。ああ、こっちか。へえ。ちなみにこの屋敷めっちゃでかい。なんかハローネイバーのさ、なんかこの
I
説明
know
も
it's
さっ
out
き
there
したんだけど、
somewhere.
ハローネイバーのなんか
Whatever killed
5人で
Barbara
やる、4人か4人でやるなんか鬼ごっこみたいなやつあんじゃん。
and Molly
そのぐらいの広さ。
and Calvin.
こっちじゃね、こっちか。違う。何これ。
マジかよ、わら。
結構広いんだよね。フォーク。
あれ異世界にもつながってたやな。
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already
映
imagine the
像が
sun.
割と綺麗だね。
そうね。ね、よくわからんでしょ。マジでよくわかんないな、このゲーム。っていうふう
Walter died
に
when I was 6.
記入されていく。
I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
なんかお母さんがね、変人なんだよ
ファンタジ
ね。
ー
I'm sure my
お
mom
母
was
さん
trying
が
to
ね
protect
変
me.
人、守ろうと、よくわかんない。お母さんがなんか結構首謀者感出てる。ファンタジーなのかな。ファンタジーじゃん。
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
えた。
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
ああ、外出れるよ。
I don't want to make the same mistakes she
米
made.
書いてある。米書いてあったんかこれ。なるほどね。
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
で、
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two,
二人？ちょっ
圧
と待って。
倒的米。
あ
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened
So
to
then-
everyone else.
ーちなみ
But
に
now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
ストーリー
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
なるほどね。モルターや。ああ、墓じゃん。ちなみにこれは一応過去を振り返ってるっていう設定。よりる？違うな。なんかこの主人公が11歳の時の話で、今17歳なんだけど、現実はの話を回想みたいな。
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
なるほど。
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
はんはん。
But I thought you should know about your family.
あなたにって誰だ？プレイヤーのことか。
And the history you're a part of.
で、
日記的な何かなのかな。
多分そんな感じかな。あっちか。
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
途方に暮れている。間違いねえ。
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
違う意味で途方に暮れてるからな。
And when you look at the house,
あ、これ屋
that
敷ね。
history of imagination and stubbornness and madness,
リスナーも理解に困り、途方に暮れてます。
any of it seems possible.
ハローネイバーや。
めっちゃ広いんよな、マジ。どっから入んのこれ。ここじゃない気がするな。こっちか。あっちか。
主人公どんな格好してるんだ。
よくわから
I
ん。
think we've been
Necklace.
surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
ああ、なるほどね。
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
自分は恥ずかしいけど。うんうん。
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
へえ。
Three
こ
of
れ
the
全部
gerbils
ペ
are
ット
mine, and two had been my fault.
墓地沢山屋は、
うん。
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
ED ね。バーバラ。あれ俺全員のまだ見てないけど。
I'm sure Odin's
大丈夫なの？
monument had been Edie's idea.
なんか終わり感出て
My
ね。
mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
なんか終 終わり感漂ってんだけど
She could
さ
see it
そんなことな
poking
い
out
か
of
ら
the
名
water
前
at
は
low
何な
tide.
の？
主人公の名前わかんないエディじゃね
まとめ入ってますね。わら。
だよね全部見てないんだけど
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
これ死ぬいや知らない入れるわけじゃない戻ればいいの
登場人物の名
Edie's
前
side
多
was
くて
always easier
難
for
し
me
い
to
な。
understand.
うん
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
なるほどね
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
まだ普通に続きそうだわ
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
やばくない妊娠してんのどういうことどういうこと何それ今の話だよね
I never
さすが
met
に
Grandpa Sam, but
主
I
人
think
公
he and
は
my
アホ
mom
な
had a
の
lot
か。
in
わら。
common.
フラグ立てまくるな。
They were both pretty intense.
これ誰の部屋
これ妊娠だけして死ぬやつやないか。
サムサムは意外と生きたね33歳
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? You'll never forget this weekend, Dad.
超メガネ
That's the
光ってる
spirit. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
反射。わら。
めっちゃ眩
You're
し
right,
い
Dad.
こ
It's
れ
starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
あこれ取るのかはいチーズ
Aw.
何取るの
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
おいお
Hold still while I take a
Oi, oi, oi.
picture of you.
ワールドワッチ
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it
What's
sound
that?
like I'm done?
Nothing quite like being outside.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dom. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
確信。
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
めちゃ撮るやん。
Before you take the shot, I'll get a picture of you.
めちゃ眩しい。
フィルムなくなるよ、わら。
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Well,
悲しみやな。
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
お父さん。めちゃ映ってくるやん。
あ、これ動かせれるんだ。
Hang on, kiddo. Just trying to get a shot of the two of us together.
そういうことか。めんどくさいな。悲しんでんのに。聞いてよ、お父さんやな。
Dad, it's twitching.
わら。
I think
That's
it's...
totally
What?
normal, Don. Just focus on
も
the
しかし
camera.
て、
Try not to think about...
Dad!
やっぱり
お父さんフラグか。
サンフラグだったな。
Of all these stories,
Wala.
that's the one I
Sama
wish
nakarasan
most
din.
that my mom had told me. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Sam
だんだん悲しさより笑いがこみ上げてくる。
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
イーディって誰なんだ。いるな、イーディ。イーディはなんかおばあちゃんかなんかだったな。確か。グレゴリーに書いてある。赤ちゃんや。
Dear Kay,
急
do
に
you
日
remember
本
the
語に
way
なる。
Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Maji 赤ちゃんまでも犠牲に。というかある意味赤ちゃんくらい。
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
He saw what his world was like.
あ、これ俺が動かしてる。今一応カエル動かしてるのが俺。
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure
アン
made
レ
him
ッシブ
happy.
タイムわら
I know how silly it
Yeah.
sounds.
多分そんな感じだと思う。歴史だと思うけどね。
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that
違
night.
うのか。
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this. これ引っ掛けるのなんか。
I wish he could have told
ああ、
us
なるほど。あ、死ぬわ。
about the world he saw.
いや溺れるんやないかおもちゃ決まって
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory.
カエルなっ
About
た。
everything. But I know what happened
カエル
wasn't
プ
your
レイ
fault.
カエルプレイって何？はい、いらっしゃ
I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
い。グッドラッケー。悲しいの。ちょっと意外と悲しいんだよな。1、2、3。あと5人。てか、ちなみに早くこのゲーム終わらしたいんだけど。
ダイヤモンド愉快
早くこのゲーム終わらしたくてやばいんだよね。ダイヤモンド愉快。
ある意味一番安楽死だったような
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Platina 不愉快
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
めんどくさいな、これな。
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
すげえタコだな
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here.
大
But
空
Gus
してたぞ
declined, and as a sign, held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese
Voilà.
appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
不適切すぎるわら
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
うわえ、それマジ？違った。
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
ガスか。
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
ボ
My
ルダ
mom
リン
moved
グや
up
ん
to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
これが一番遠いところだ。家で固定だったんだね。
なんか
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about. To India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
ルイス。あ、ルイスか。
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
行ったらいいのかな。
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
お金も入ってきて嬉しかったけど。
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a
ショー
castle.
プレスミルトンの10歳の誕生日。生きてんじゃない？
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
ミルトンがね、眠たいっす。すごい家やな、ほんと。ミルトンまだ死んでるな、2003年に。
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
ちなみに左の束のね、厚みがね、増えてかないことに気づいた。え、そんだけ？
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
消えたって言ってるから死んだわけではないんだな。
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
帰ってこないと思ったのかな。もう一回上がるのかな。どういうこと？出るわ。まあ出るか。
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
ミルトンはなんか秘密知ったんかな。 ごいな。
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
ルイス
Everyone always told me to stay out of
ルイス・
Louis's
ハルビーし
room,
か知らない俺。
except Louis.
一体ルイス以外は。入らないといけないんでね。よいしょっと。
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
生き続けていた。これか。
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
下手なんだ。
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an
才
explanation.
能が
As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Eh? ちょっと待って。やだよ、ちょっと待って。やだよ、やだよ、やだよ。
腕除菌
ってことからの意識がどうすればいいのこれ。
wander.
あ、そういうことなんか右と左、右スティックと左スティックで違う操
I
作
asked
して
him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
声
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
薬物やべえな。
別のこと考えてて事
And
故
things
る
that have not names.
そういうことか。
He knew it was all in his head.
うわ、
But he
怖
took
っ
it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
いや、怖っマジで。
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for
手に
them
と
to
して
play.
作り上げとるで。
He talked about starting a band. and he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
できるんじゃないか。
He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game.
じゃあないか。
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Lewis.
やばいなマジ。ニュールイスビル。お茶飲みながらやります。
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
怖っ。やばいなマジで。
お茶詰まらせて死んでなうのわら。
なんでやって。
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
フィンチ家のなじなんや。
目がチカチカする。
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp.
すみません、魚の頭を切り落としとこれ。魚集まるからさ、ちょっと見えんやん、そこ。一応やってんだけどさ。
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
論理はきちんとしてた。
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
あ、分かってたの？
But he was so proud of having created it.
ああ、なるほど。
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
でしょうね。 目がやばい。
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
逆やろ。
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, 現実に戻った。
今の自分に絶望
Began to
して
forget the
自
world
殺
we
する
know.
のかこれ。
滑り始めました。
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. who began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
フィンチ。やばー。
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Kidding.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Eh? これはマジかやばいな。
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
いやー、ちょっと上着着てくる。
My brother was really cool.
失礼。
I wish you could have met him.
「妄想敵が強かったんやな」
ただいま妄想癖か
の一言で終わらせれないけど、
なんかもうなんか意外と奥深いゲームだとバカにしてたけど
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
あとお母さんの真相が分かれば結構分かんじゃないかな。
But I understand why we left.
お母さんの真相が分かれば本当に多分
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
なるほど、お母さんはまだなのか。
お母さんとあと誰？ドーンだ。あ、ドーンがお母さんでエディが多分おばあちゃんじゃないかな。その二人が結構軸があ来たね。うんだね。やっぱそうだね。エディ・フィンチ。
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
エディスか、主人公。
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
眠たいのもあって言葉が
But
出る
when I
眠たいん
saw
だよな
them,
マジ
they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
終わったら寝よう終わるまで頑張ろう
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
うとうとするわ、わら。
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
ひいおばあちゃんなんだ
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
絶対に手袋はずさんな、わら。
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Aww.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
たまに直訳ある
Until I
ね。
found out about you.
ある。
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
ああ、そういうことか。
Appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now,
生まれる。
things didn't work out that way.
ああ、なるほどね。
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
「やはり因果からは逃れられなかったか」
へえ。はあ。結局何かしらの呪いがあるんだな。なんで子供の頃の写真使ってんだろう。すげえ日本人っぽいな、あれな。なんかアジア圏のに人っぽくいいな、あれな。トーマスさん。
なんか目って儚いな。
そこまで行くありがとうヨハン。勝手にトロフィーが見えてないか。トロフィーなんだよねそれ。おもろいな。おもろかったな。いや
やりごたえはありましたか？
眠かったけどねでもなんか2時間ぐらいで終わったから、2時間弱ぐらいかな、ゲーム自体は全部で。なんか小説読んでる感じだよね、ずっと。なんかわけも分からず小説読んでて、そう、最後で、全部つながったみたいなそういう感じ。
ふむふむ。
読むの好き、そういうの読むの好きだから、まあまあまあ面白かったよ。
そうだね。小説だといいのかもね。これ、わら。
エンドロール長くねそっか、写真出してるから長いのかな。
うん。
さあ、フィンチチーム次エンド。ストーリーをリプレイするオプションを追加して、最初からプレイするにはエディスを選択してください。ああ、終わったね
うん、なるほど。
この辺見てないもんね、でもね。まあ、見なくてもね、大丈夫っちゃ大丈夫だけど。まあ、ただ単純な内容だからね。さあ、ということで、終わってしまいましたけれど。
見てないね、わら。
ちょっと、今日はちょっと見せる気にならんな。
お疲れ様です。
眠たいっす。ちょっとゴートシミュレーターやろうかな。いや、無理か。ちょっとなんか気晴らしになんか別のゲームやりたいな。眠たいから。
なかなか疲れそうだもんね。
疲れますね。
ヤギ
ヤギは
わら。
アペやろうかな。普通に雑談できるし。とりあえずじゃあ一回配信落としてアペにやりたいと思います。では一旦お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。